Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
This is Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, and this is a Polaris RZR, your run-of-the-mill Polaris RZR that is sitting 4 feet off the ground on 56-inch tractor tires. This thing is unbelievable. It's from our friends at Performance Fabrication. And Jeremy, you guys brought this in. And really, this just shows off some of the things you can do. We'll get to the details on this vehicle later. What does Performance Fabrication do, and how can they help me with my UTV, my side-by-side, my race car?
Yes, sir. We do a lot of this kind of work, but we mainly build side-by-sides, and we touch into round track racing, but we do a lot of drag cars, chromoly roll cages, and back halving. But our main gig is side-by-sides.
And fabrication.
Yes, sir.
It's right
yes.
in your name. So,
yep.
So what sort of items are you making for vehicles like this?
We make the trailing arms on the back, as you can see, A-arm suspension, link bars, portal brackets, roll cages, audio boxes, winch bumpers. We do a lot of custom work.
A ton of custom work. So what if somebody wants to build like this, or anything, from stock to this? What do they do?
Well, you'd bring me the buggy, and we'd go over, our work orders and see what all you want to do, and make sure, and then, or write everything down, make sure what you want to do, and then we'll start from scratch. We'll put this thing on what we call a jig table, tear it down, and then we build it from the ground up, tear it back apart, get it all powder coated, and put it back together.
Very cool. And then if somebody can't bring their vehicle to you, if there's something they want to do themselves, what kind of products do you sell that they can use?
We sell full suspensions. We pallet ship them all over the country, in Canada included, and we send them like you see it. We can powder coat it, send it raw, all the hardware, necessary part that you got to have, and even installation instructions.
All right, I said we were going to talk about the specifics of this vehicle here. Now, it's sitting on 56-inch tires. It's on enormous wheels, and I understand those are one-offs now.
Yes.
Where do you guys get those?
These are BCR forged. They're right out of Nashville, Georgia. Colby Bradford makes them, does a jam-up job on custom cut wheels. So, and these are 14, 9, 30, 56-inch tires.
You can see right there what an amazing job he does. And you do an amazing job on the suspension. The geometry looks incredible. And let's talk about the front suspension on this thing.
This is a typical A-arm suspension style front end. It's 14 inches of lift plus 8-inch axle bars. That's mainly where we get all our lift from. The lift is actually the same axle angle as stock length as what you'd buy from the factory. But we gain all the lift from getting the axles being 8 inches longer on each side. And now Super ATV has come out with 8-inch drop boxes, which formerly known as portal gear lifts, but there's 70% gear reduction in each corner. So these are all billet custom portals that you can buy off the shelf. They're dual idlers. They sell them in 4, 6, and 8s, and we can get all the sizes you want.
And that's where you get a lot of the lift from, and that's also where you get a lot of torque from. If you have the gear reduction in each corner.
That's where you get a lot of torque from, and keeps all the stress and stuff off of the drivetrain and the CV joint axles.
Another great looking piece there. You have the housing there for the audio system inside, and that's something you make there in house as well.
Yes, sir. We pretty much build all the audio boxes in house to whatever the spec the customer wants. Roll cage can be included. The rear speaker boxes, we do pretty much anything with the audio. We'll load it and fine tune the sound system before it leaves the shop.
So you can do everything from audio to lift kits. What if somebody wants an entire vehicle, they want an engine overhaul, they want a new engine dropped in? What do you do with that?
Well, you drop it off with us. We do all the suspension work. When it comes to the drivetrain, we'll send it over to our guys at Outlaw Customs. Dakota Ellis, Taylor Jordan, they can get you fixed up with a remanufactured motor or a stock drop-in block, or we can even do performance upgrades. So we pretty much got the market cornered in our area.
Anything you can imagine for your side-by-side, you can get it at Performance Fabrication from the ground up. Wheels, tires, suspension, sound system, they have it all in a limited lifetime warranty. Check them out on their Facebook page. And check out more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, because we are just getting started.
Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Campbell's Custom Care, your detail specialist. And by DragonFireTools.com, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage.
This episode of Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, is so big we had to come outside. That's because our friend Martin is here from SunGold Power. And if you're an overlander, maybe you love the RV life, or you just want to live off the grid, SunGold Power is the way to go, Martin. Now, why should I choose SunGold Power? Why should I trust you?
Well, SunGold Power has been in solar industry for over 10 years, and we guarantee our products is reliable, and we have a good warranty and also the customer service.
So you've got the whole package there. Now let's talk about SunGold. It's not just solar panels. What do you do?
Well, we do have inverters and solar panels and batteries for our package. And so today I have brought this 4,000 watt inverter to revolutionize the RV experience. So the idea for this inverter is to create a compact and efficiency inverter that will fit your RV with perfectly.
As opposed to the old inverters we used to see that are enormous, this will actually fit in your RV. Now, what kind of power does this handle?
Well, this one is a 4,000 watt inverter, and it's with 12 volt input.
And how big of a vehicle or structure are we talking? Can this work in?
Well, it can run for 30 amps of RV systems, but if you're running a 50 amps RV system, don't worry, we got a 6,000 watts inverter that will runs the 50 amps RV system with no problem.
So you've got it all covered.
Yep.
And it's not just as simple. You're not just plugging the battery into this and shooting out AC power. There are some controls here on this inverter that make it unique and special. So show me what you got.
All right, sure. So here we got a remote control port, which you can connect this remote control inside of your RV, and no matter where you put this inverter at, and you can get all the information of the inverter from inside of your RV. You don't have to get out of your RV to check what's wrong with the inverter and how much power you're outputting. Yeah.
And there's some controls on this inverter too that make it customizable and adaptable to your system. What do you have here on the side?
So here we do have a dip switch where you can adjust the output frequency for either 50 hertz or 60 hertz. And also you can adjust the power supply priority. You can either for utility priority or battery priority. And for here we have 8 preset battery type where it can match almost all the batteries you have and to charge your battery properly. And here for the dry contact, you can wire your 2-wire electric start generator. And when your battery drops low, and you don't have to worry about you getting out of your RV at the middle of the night to charge your batteries. So we got your back.
I know power surges can be the enemy of anything electronic. How does this inverter handle that?
Well, this inverter can handle 3 times of inverter power surge for over 10 seconds. So it's really decent. Yeah.
You'll never see a 10-second power surge like that. That's incredible. Now, of course, the inverter is the heart of the system, but it all begins, of course, with the sunlight coming into the cells like we see behind us. These mount on the roof, and just simple brackets is something anybody can do. Yes. I'm going to bring it on my RV. How durable are these things to the weather and that sort of thing?
Well, it's pretty easy because in our package we do have a Z bracket, which you can just, if you know how to use the drill, you can just install it on the top of the RV. Yeah.
And I bet you most of our viewers know how to use a drill, so that's simple. And they connect together with a waterproof connector. Yep. And then that runs out to the controller. And what does the controller show us from the solar panels?
Well, this controller, it will automatically detect the DC voltage systems, and either for 12 volt, 24 volt, or 48 volts. And when you just plug in the solar system to the input here, and on the other side you plug into the batteries, where it will just automatically charge your batteries, and you can monitor that through the screen here. And also we do have a Bluetooth module built inside. You can connect to your cell phone.
And you have an app.
Yes.
And you can control all the functions from the app.
Correct.
Makes it super easy. And then, of course, you go to the battery. And how much power does this store, and how long is the battery going to last?
Well, this battery is about 2.5 kilowatt hours, and so you can use your mini split AC, microwave, and a fridge of your RV in your RV, and probably can last about 1 to 2 hours.
Now, this system is great for an RV like this. What about folks that want to live off the grid in their house or their cabin?
Well, SunGold Power offers from range of 8,000 to 40,000 solar power systems. And there are two of our most popular solar power systems. One of them is 4000 systems that come with 8 solar panels, 8 pieces solar panels that of 415 watts, which will produce 12,000 kilowatt hour per day, and it will power up your cabin around like 400 to 800 square feet. And the second one is 18,000 solar power systems, and it comes with 18 pieces of solar panels with 415 watts, and it will generate 27 kilowatt hour per day, and it will power up your houses with around 1,500 to 2,500 square feet.
A system from SunGold Power will give you the power you need to live your best life wherever you stay or wherever you go. SunGoldPower.com has you covered. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com and more great products for your vehicle next.
Some high-performance facts. Top-field dragsters are the fastest accelerating manned vehicles on the planet. They can cover a 1,000-foot drag strip in just over 3.5 seconds. The cars burn about 15 gallons of nitromethane fuel over the course of a single run, and the top speed, 338 miles an hour. Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, coming to you from the Campbell's Custom Care Studio.
Well, we can't thank you enough for the positive feedback, comments, and questions we're getting about the AMSOIL Tech Tip. So this one's for you. We got 3 more questions, Len, and man, who better to answer it than an expert? Len Chris from Burbank, California. He says, can I mix synthetic oil with conventional oil? I get that all the time.
Yeah, we get that one as well. And at the end of the day, if it's an emergency and it's to get you out of someplace, yes, you can do it. It won't create catastrophic damage, but we don't recommend it. We build synthetic oil with a very, very fine blend of additives and base oils. And when you throw a conventional in there, which is built completely differently, you can throw that mix all off and the longevity of the oil can be compromised.
Man, now I can answer that question, thanks. How about Bruno from Elmhurst, Illinois? The prior owner ran synthetic oil and I am now running conventional oil. Kind of what you just said. Is that safe?
You know what? It won't create catastrophic damage. There's no problems with that. There's a myth out there that says once you go to synthetic, you can never go back. That isn't true. The engine doesn't know the difference. As long as you're not mixing the two together, there's no issues. You can switch back and forth between synthetic and conventional.
All right, one more question. Ryan from Boise, Idaho. I was told that synthetic oil can cause my engine to leak oil. Is that true? Well, I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, is it the fault of the synthetic? No. However, in order to answer that properly, we have to be completely honest. Synthetic oil has a natural detergency. So if you have an engine that has a pile of miles on it, and you put a synthetic in there, in certain situations that synthetic can go in there and clean all the dirt out that's actually holding the oil in with a compromised seal, right? Hence, high mileage oil. We put in seal conditioner, seal swell agents to help when it cleans it all out, the seal soften and swell, you don't have any leaks. So it's kind of an interesting question because synthetics get a bad rap. Do they cause it? Not really.
Awesome. Man, it's hard to believe it's been 52 tech tips. Thank you guys for the feedback. If you missed any of them, check them out on AMSOIL.com along with a whole line of awesome products.
Time for our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. Now take a look at this photo. See the guy in the background there? That's Mike Raddick. You might remember he was our Motorhead of the Week a couple weeks ago. Mike is a policeman who also races cars. Well, he recommended that we talk to his buddy there, John Nemistil. John is an Ohio State Trooper and a driving instructor for the Highway Patrol there in Ohio. He's one of the best at what he does, by the way, and he's been awarded the Ohio Trooper of the Year, among other honors. And he's one of the best on the racetrack also. John is an autocross champion, and he's stellar on road courses. And just like at work, he's also an instructor on the racetrack, sharing his knowledge with other racers. And that's knowledge and passion he is passing on to his sons. John races karts with 10-year-old Nolan and 8-year-old Troy, and those boys are learning from one of the best. And we dug up a couple of social media posts from UMI Motorsports Park, and this is how they summed it up. They said, John Nemistil can do it all, and John Nemistil wins stuff. Boy, that's what he does. And now he has won the title of PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. That title can be yours too. All you have to do is send us a note at motorheadgarage.tv. Tell us why you or someone you know should be Motorhead of the Week. Heck, do it during the break. We've got one coming right now, but we've got a whole lot more. Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com coming up, so stay tuned.
Massachusetts and Missouri were the first states to require driver's licenses way back in 1903. But it wasn't necessary for drivers to actually take a test. Which state was the first to require both an exam and a license for all drivers? Ohio, Indiana, New Jersey, or Rhode Island? It was Rhode Island in 1908. Coincidentally, the same year the Model T made its debut. Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. FitToRide.com, Freedom Innovative Technologies windshield protection system. And by Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977.
We are Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, coming at you from the Campbell's Custom Care Studio. You know, whether you're a pro or an amateur, working on your car can be difficult because it's so hard to see sometimes. Of course, if you're like me, you got a 6-year-old holding a flashlight, not that consistent. I love you, Lincoln, but not that great to work on the flashlight. And it's always a never-ending struggle to get the light where you need it, Kevin, but you fix that with Goose Grip. How'd you do it?
Absolutely. The very first light that we made is called the Goose Grip Mechanics Work Light. It uses a vacuum suction plate on a long bendable gooseneck with a LED light stick at the end and a very, very special swivel. And it looks a little crazy, I know, but what we do is we take this, if we're working under the hood, we're going to take this, which is a vacuum suction plate, otherwise known as a suction cup, and we're going to take this and we're going to put it through where the hood and the wiper shelf meet, and we're simply going to guide that through, position the suction cup down at the lower end of the windshield, and we're going to clip the handles, and now you can take this and you can bend it however you want. I'm going to take the Milwaukee battery and we're going to insert that. Now we're going to turn the light on. And you get to position it however you want. If you're doing an alternator or power steering or anything down below the height of the engine, just position it where you want. And now you can work with both your hands. You don't have to worry about a light falling. It'll stay wherever you put it, and wherever you turn it to, it stays in that position. Ballerina, 360-degree rotation, and also airplane propeller. It'll stay wherever you put it. Put it any place, at any angle, and you are free to use it.
This is something that needed to exist, and here it is.
I made it for me. I'm a mechanic 40 years, and this was the first light that I made. Everything is custom made. It doesn't break. It's really the definition of rugged. Everything is steel, stainless steel, and 6061 aluminum. The light stick is 100% waterproof to 28 feet. Not that you'd put it under the water.
Where's it made?
We make them right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, one at a time. All custom made, nothing's off the shelf. So we have another light. This is called the Goose Grip Super Articulating Chassis Light. And it uses the same design of a M12 battery in a housing and a gooseneck. It's a little shorter because you don't need all of that length under a car. And you can simply take the battery and insert it in this light. And now if you're under the car, you can clip this to an exhaust pipe or a bracket or a control arm or the frame rail, anything irregular. And under the car, it wouldn't matter because it'll leave a mark, it's teeth. But under a car on an exhaust pipe would be acceptable. You couldn't use this under the hood because you're going to leave teeth marks.
We're used to the traditional hood light, that hangs across the top of the hood, and you've addressed that as well for folks that like to work with that sort of light. You can also use this as sort of a backup. Maybe you want to use this in concert with one of those lights as well.
Hood lights have been around for a really long time, and they're usually about 4 or 5 pounds, and they have the big springs that hold on the edge of the hood. Like I said, 4 pounds, a lot of them. This is the Goose Grip 39-inch stick light, and this weighs 7.5 ounces.
And you've put a couple of magnetic loops up there already. And,
absolutely.
That's all you need to do.
And so, okay, you just slide it through, and now you have this light right here, and I'm going to use the portable version of the battery pack. I call it the Buffalo, and this will stick, of course, to any metal. We could actually put it on the hood and plug it in, and now you have 3,600 lumens of overhead lighting, just like a hood light.
Goose Grip's got you covered whether you're working under the hood or under the vehicle. Find all of it at goosegrip.com. We thank you for joining us here on Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. We do it every week, and we hope you join us again next time. From our entire crew here at our Campbell's Custom Care Studio, so long. Drive safely.